Have you ever walked through the residential streets of Tokyo or Kyoto at nightfall? There is something that intrigues travelers and child development experts all over the world: the silence. In a country with one of the highest population densities on the planet, the sound of a baby crying loudly in the middle of the night is a statistical rarity. While in the West, we live through an epidemic of parental exhaustion, where parents resort to sleep training methods that border on desperation, Japan preserves an ancient secret that is not found in electronic devices or magic formulas, but in the very structure of the ground they walk on. Why does the Japanese baby seem to have a natural peace that the Western baby struggles to find? The answer lies in a philosophy of closeness that challenges everything we've learned about child independence. Today, we're going to uncover the secret of the futon and how Eastern wisdom uses the concept of Anshin, deep peace of the heart, to regulate the human nervous system from the very first weeks of life. This is not just a video about how to make your child sleep. It is about how the architecture of the environment shapes the psychology of attachment, and why modern science is finally proving the ancient Japanese masters right. To understand Japanese sleep, we need to understand kukan, which means empty space or atmosphere. In the West, a baby's room is designed to be a castle of stimuli: high cribs, wooden bars, colorful mobiles, and electronic monitors. In Japan, the concept is the opposite. The central practice here is the use of the futon on tatami. Unlike the Western crib, which isolates the child on a raised island, the futon removes the physical barrier between parents and child. This term visually describes the family sleeping together. The ideogram for river, kawa, consists of 3 vertical lines. The 2 outer lines represent the parents, and the shorter center line represents the child. By sleeping at floor level, on a firm and organic surface, the Japanese baby does not experience the ancestral fear of falling or isolation. The futon allows the mother or father to respond to the slightest sign of restlessness before crying turns into a cry for help. Neuroscience explains this through vagus nerve co-regulation. When a baby sleeps close to caregivers, on a safe and firm surface like the futon, their parasympathetic nervous system synchronizes with that of the adults. The mother's heartbeat and breathing rate function as a biological pacemaker for the baby. In the isolation of a high crib, the baby enters a state of amygdala hypervigilance, a state of maximum brain alertness that triggers cortisol. The Japanese futon prevents this stress spike before it even begins. Many Western parents fear that excessive closeness will create dependent children. Eastern wisdom proposes exactly the opposite. Real independence is born from a fully satisfied dependence in childhood. The Japanese term, skinship. Although it sounds like English, it is a typically Japanese term that describes the intimate physical bond between mother and child. It is not just affection, it is a vital need. The Japanese baby spends much of the time in onbu, carried on the back, or in dako, held in front. At night, this physical continuity is maintained by the futon. The baby never experiences the abrupt separation crisis of being placed in a cold crib. They transition from the warm body of the mother to the warm cotton surface of the futon, maintaining the perception of continuity. Psychologists call this transitional object theory and biological continuity. The constant release of oxytocin, the bonding hormone, in the Japanese baby's brain inhibits the production of adrenocorticotropin. In simple terms, the brain understands that the environment is safe. A baby who feels safe does not need to cry to survive. Crying, for the Eastern baby, is not a routine tool, but an emergency alarm that rarely needs to be activated because their skinship needs are met preventively. Many wonder, if the baby is on the floor with the parents, won't they wake up all night asking for attention? Here comes the fundamental difference in the perception of autonomy. It means to watch in order to protect. It is a form of passive and loving vigilance. Unlike the cry-it-out method, letting them cry, common in some Western cultures, or hyperintervention, The Japanese parent practices mimamoru. Because the futon facilitates access, parents don't need to get up, turn on lights, or make noise to check on the baby. They simply extend a hand. This low-intensity response allows the baby to learn self-regulation. The baby feels the presence, but is not overstimulated by a dramatic intervention. This connects to the concept of affective attunement in developmental psychology. When the response is quick but calm, the baby develops secure attachment. Electroencephalogram studies show that babies in safe co-sleeping environments spend more time in deep REM sleep, which is essential for memory consolidation and brain development because their threat detection system is in offline mode. The secret behind the silence of Japanese nights is not a training technique, but a posture toward life. The futon is only the symbol of a culture that prioritizes group harmony, over individualism. By eliminating physical distance, the Japanese eliminate emotional distance. They understand that the baby is not a project of independence to be accelerated, but a being that needs a solid foundation. Foundation to flourish. If you struggle with your child's sleep or feel disconnected in your relationships, perhaps the lesson here is to simplify your kukan. Reduce the barriers, lower expectations of early independence, and invest in presence. Science confirms a nervous system regulated by proximity is the greatest inheritance we can leave to the next generation. At the end of the day, the secret of the futon is not about cotton or wooden floors. It's about understanding that in the silence of the night, the greatest technology that exists is human warmth.